They thought the first time would be the last time you stood. That breaking you once would mean you would never rise again. They mistook your collapse for your conclusion. They believed the wound would stay open, that the scar would paralyze, that you would remain a shattered figure defined by the pain they delivered. But they underestimated the paradox of suffering. Pain bends you, but it also hardens you. Defeat crushes you, but it also remakes you. The man who has been broken once is not weaker, he is more dangerous. Because he now knows what it feels like to fall, and he has sworn never to allow it again. The first break is always the deepest, because it comes with surprise. You did not expect betrayal. You did not anticipate the weight of loss. You had not yet tasted the bitterness of being torn apart by those you trusted. The innocence died in that moment. The boy who believed in ease was buried, but from that grave something colder, sharper, more deliberate began to rise. You became someone who carries memory like armor, someone who never again hands over their trust without calculation. The wound became your classroom. The lesson was final. There is a clarity that only comes after being broken. You see through people faster. You hear the hidden malice in their voices, the envy behind their compliments, the hesitation in their loyalty. You no longer confuse words with truth. The break gifted you vision. Pain stripped away illusions and left only reality. That vision makes you unshakable, because now you anticipate betrayal before it arrives, loss before it strikes, weakness before it reveals itself. You are never blindsided twice. And those who thought they could break you again now face a man who has seen every trick before it is played. The first collapse forced you into silence, but silence is where strength is born. In solitude, you stitched yourself together without applause. You rebuilt bone by bone, not for recognition, but because survival demanded it. And as you rebuilt, you realized something profound. No one could do it for you. No one could carry the weight. No one could climb inside the wreckage and lift you out. You did it yourself. That is why the man who rises from his own ruins is indestructible. He has been alone with his pain and still chosen to stand. They believed that because you broke once, you would always carry the same weakness. What they failed to see is that scars are not vulnerabilities, they are warnings. Every scar you carry is a message etched into your flesh, a reminder of what you endured and a promise of what you refuse to endure again. You do not fear being broken twice, because you know the cost of the first break. You learned the terrain of destruction, and you mapped it so thoroughly that no enemy can ever lead you there again. The man who has been broken once is not fragile. He is forged. Fire does not destroy steel, it purifies it. The heat you endured burned away hesitation, burned away softness, burned away dependency. What remained was harder than before. This is the cycle of pain. It takes what is unnecessary and leaves only what is essential. You no longer carry the weight of illusions. You no longer live with the naivety of someone untested. You carry only what survives the fire, and that makes you unbreakable. There is a difference between arrogance and certainty. The untested are arrogant, believing they cannot be broken because they never have been. You are certain because you know what breaking feels like, and you know you are no longer the man who can be broken by the same force. They rely on the fact that most men collapse permanently after their first fall. You rely on the fact that you already survived yours. That survival gives you an authority they cannot imitate. They can pretend strength, but you have lived through hell and returned. Pretenders always crack under pressure. Survivors never do. Your enemies hope you are still the version of yourself they broke. They replay that collapse in their minds, comforting themselves with the memory of your weakness. But the man you are now bears no resemblance to that figure. The one who broke is gone. What remains is someone built in defiance of that collapse. Every step you take is proof that they failed. Every word you speak a reminder that you still exist. Every victory you claim an echo that mocks the moment they thought you were finished. Their mistake was believing pain is permanent. They will now learn resilience is eternal. Breaking once taught you how fragile trust can be, how easily comfort can vanish, how quickly stability can collapse. But it also taught you that none of those things are necessary for survival. You discovered that all you truly need is your will. When you walk with that knowledge, you terrify the world because you are untethered. They cannot take from you what you no longer depend on. They cannot collapse you with betrayal because you already carry the map of solitude. They cannot wound you with loss because you already know how to build from ashes. They cannot stop you because you have already risen from the place they feared you would never leave. So let them try again. Let them come with their schemes, their betrayals, their whispers, their traps. They will discover that the man who has been broken once is not the same man who stands before them now. They will realize the weapon they forged in trying to destroy you is now pointed at them. They will understand too late that pain did not finish you. It freed you. They broke you once, but never again. That chapter is over. Now begins the reign of the man who cannot fall.